they're leaning more towards the, I want to go late.
And how late is that? And can they afford it? Aaron Shiki on the Claude. It's going to be at least 3 or 4 items before he starts threatening ONIC on this draft that is, again, so well composed. Even if they do have Kyrie on a less than stellar hero right now in the current metagame, that Nolan. Welcome to game number 3. Team Liquid ID versus ONIC. Check out those emblems in case you forgot how a Claude is built. It's, oh my god!
Man, Sans walking back into that, almost loses his life. Had to blow the flicker, so that is the start you want to see from Liquid ID. We didn't mention the Suyo, one of the only heroes right now that can show up at level 3 and just take you down. Sans really wants his level 2, Keyboy helps him out, Kyrie gets the purple, but still, Liquid ID getting a bit of a head start.
Alright, he says, can I have some of them greens, sir? But ends up going home anyways. Again, this is Gilak Sans we're talking about. I'm sure he has his lane figured out. How about that gold lane? Weedy just visited the Claude versus the Moscow. Oh wait, action in the XP.
Ooh, that's plenty of the match from Kyrie. Look, Leo, I don't want to get into the bad graces of Aaron Shiki, but is it fair to say that Savero has been on top in the first 2 games, even though they lost game 1?
Oh yeah, no doubt. The untouchable one hasn't been the same ever since. Plenty of touches between M6 and now. But just the same. It comes down to execution. If some way, somehow, Aaron Shiki can go from, that was a rough first 5 minutes, to, okay, I'm doing better in the 10. And then 15 minutes later, if we get there, because again, game 2 lasted just 11, then maybe, you know, maybe it doesn't matter what Savero's doing to him in the early parts of the game.
Going back to the 15-minute mark as kind of the benchmark for TLID. A weird conversation to be forced to be having, but still, it seems like that's what they decided for themselves. They get first turtle, which is a good start. This is probably the slowest beginning we've seen for both teams this series.
All the more for ONIC, because we were expecting for them to punish Team Liquid hard for drafting this way. Again, putting a Guinevere on Witty the Wise. I know a couple dudes watching from home who enjoy Guinevere. Good friend of mine, Ray Ash. He's gonna die on this hill saying, hey, Guinevere is worth playing, right? Again, if you find that perfect combo, that thump into the Requiem, but we barely saw it in game 2. What makes Liquid think they can find ONIC with that same combo now?
This is their last shot at a Guinevere.
It's all they can afford, man. It's all they can afford.
Right after this, it is a duo or go home. To be the pretty early exit for TLID. You might see the repeat of that challenge finals, which I think for TLID fans would be a nightmare.
Don't say that.
It's pretty hard to sleep through the night.
Don't say this, Husky. Don't say this. You're hurting the #1 fan in me.
I'm sorry,
all right?
Leo. I'm sorry.
3 minutes in, Liquid keeping a solid 500 gold, and already they're off to a better start. This is better than what we saw in game 2, because game 2, by the second turtle, they were already sweating. By the second turtle, they were already like, we should have been picking these fights. And I think this is afforded to them by that Suyo, by that solid mid-trio.
Yeah. If game 2 was a line, I think you can't get any lower than that. That was as baseline as it can get.
It's all up from here.
It can only go up, for sure. If we get this freeze from Savero, Kyrie will take his orange buff. Again, slow contentions across the map. You know, Ryota and Aran doing their own thing. Obviously, Aran's going to proxy the wave. Ryota is just looking for intel on Fabian, and he will instantly find him.
And holding this L brush to the east of mid lane. I think they're just setting up for a better second turtle take here. Team Liquid ID late to the scene. It's ONIC with initiative.
Ryota doesn't mind losing a bit of XP and gold because he does bring that utility anyways compared to Aran. Though both teams will have, well, I say both teams, Liquid ID will have all 5 men. Savero can join with SOD if he wants. Turtle in control by TLID. ONIC decides to pump on the brakes, give it over to TLID.
Another interesting turn of events. Liquid ID working up to 1,000 gold now in this, pacifist run of a game 3. Husky, I'm uncomfortable. Both teams kind of drafted to pick fights, right?
Yeah.
But neither of them are doing that.
More like ONIC feels like they wanted to fight. Oh, although I would say that I was expecting Witty to make more aggressive moves. Props to Keyboy for keeping up with him. And to a certain degree, Ryota, both gold laners getting some gold plating. Keyboy does get caught, but Shenpo to safety. Comes around, turns back, finds the kick on the Witty. And a fracture blows him up. Kyrie once more getting first blood.
Amazing rope-a-dope action there. Even forced Witty to use the flicker. That was literally Keyboy saying, I'm not trapped in here with you, you're trapped in here with me. Comes the real world manipulation, but all this time, could it have been Liquid ID playing on it? Because look, he get a free go at that turret. Oh my god! The Siege Minion's gonna do it! Oh, short of one! Oh, Aaron Shiki may have miscalculated. There was no one to get him there anyways.
Yeah, he was worried though. I probably didn't have any vision of ONIC at this point. In fact, is Aaron Shiki getting a bigger W? Because now he's ahead on net worth and experience compared to Savero, who also had a free bottom lane. Not really sure what really happened there. Savero actually went for a recall and then rejoined mid, so that wave neutralizes down bottom.
But it doesn't result to a conversion. The turret still stands. So that still gives Team Liquid ID a clear advantage despite the pickoff on the Widdy. So interesting how where we thought sheer violence and constant conflict would benefit Team Liquid ID, it's in the silence, it's in the peace that they're finding their dubs. Husky, what is this? Some sort of Twilight Zone?
Maybe that's where the line was drawn. We all thought that TLID is going to go fast, but we also did point out that perhaps Aaron Shiki is the key. Maybe getting into the late game is the key. He is more than 1,000 ahead of Savero at this point.
He's power farming. He's 1,000 above the next dude that's farming as good as him, and that's Kyrie. Ladies and gentlemen, the untouchable one might be back on top of the food chain this time around. Liquid, first to the scene here, deep in the pit. Check out where Widdy is, spotted by Keyboy.
Missing the spatial migration, Aran forces Kyrie to back off. I feel like this is going to be another TLID turtle. If ONIC doesn't speed up, Kyrie wants to get into the fray, but it's just not possible. Ryota and Kyrie work together in an RWM. And Blazing Duet unleashed by Aaron Shiki. SOD completely misses. And Keyboy goes down.
With a turtle to boot, all three going over to the young Stallions. All this while, silence bought over for Savero. Ryota very low, flickers away.
Base Aran in, but Aran will survive regardless. No, in this case, Savero did get top tier 1, so some sort of exchange for ONIC. But Fabian, look at that. Bottom wave cleared out. The macro advantage leaning to TLID for now.
Yep, they keep the foot on the gas here, not giving ONIC any room to breathe. This is uncomfortable, but just the same, very familiar to me. These two teams, again, tons of Indonesian MLBB playing like Filipino teams right now. The level of macro on display is just, I'm only going to give you this much, but I'm going to take a turret over here. I'm going to take a cap over here, a kick by Keyboy. What was going on?
Doesn't find Fabian, sadly.
Was that a stole? Was that a steal? Was that Grand Theft Orange? Did he get mugged? Oh no, he didn't. Fabian still got it.
Top tier 2 taken down by Aaron in the same time.
What? Are they trying? Is this a challenge? Are they trying to get away with as many objectives with the least amount of kills?
It's pretty weird that Savero is struggling to keep up this game. The untouchable has been violated in 2 games in a row, right? That game 1 win doesn't. It feels more of a witty play than Aaron Shiki. Game 2 was a complete stomp, but game 3 might see the start of a turnaround, a resurgence for Aaron Shiki.
For sure. Sultan, Aaron Shiki, just farming all over the place. He's yet to follow me on Instagram, but he is following up on these orders. You take down this turret, you take down this camp, and look, he's wailing away. What is on this young man right now? What is he building?
A 3k goal advantage, and we only have like, what, 1 Q?
He's got the Trinity. He's got the Trinity. Oh, Liquid rotating up.
Looking for Kyrie. Widdy misses the flicker. Kyrie gets out for free. Top tier 2 taken by Savero. I think they really are limit testing. They're testing out Savero's. Can he get out of this though? No dash. Hesky just beams him down with the lantern. Savero falls. Keyboy will retreat.
That short range SOD, I mean, your boy Savero tried. He really did. Oh,
woo!
The burst from Kyrie. These rifts blasted underneath Shiki's feet. There's no way Savero's gonna survive that. He threw the SOD. It was about like an inch away. There was the rest of TLID in the vicinity. Lord up here, lower quarter. Liquid ID knee deep into taking it. Look at the back line.
Aran, he's on the Kyrie, jumps over the wall and just cleaves him in half. ONIC, what was the idea of staying around? They give Kyrie away, they lose the Lord, and TLID now in firm control.
That is one of the problems with ONIC's draft here. In addition to the uncomfortable and high, complex level of macro Team Liquid ID is putting on display, ONIC, when their formation is broken or when they're not where they want to be, it's so hard to fight. Oh, the thumb and the Requiem!
And they will punish Ryota for trying to engage and kick from Keyboy. Aran, traded back by Aaron Shiki, almost takes down Keyboy. Gets away with the BMI. ONIC somehow only losing 1, so XP lane is traded.
Ain't nobody touching the untouchable one here in this game. Mind you, Aaron Shiki might have pressed Purify just once in 10 minutes. We'll go get him. Keyboy. He's afraid of Keyboy, afraid of a rogue Spear Misery, afraid of an RWM, but none of those have bothered him as much. And now they're knocking at ONIC doors.
Guinevere is looking a lot better. They want to take down the top inhibitor. The Lord will do the job for TLID under 11 minutes. Lord number 1 has already dealt structural damage to the base of ONIC.
And that was just the first Lord, Husky. We're still sitting at 4 and 2. ONIC are looking to do damage control here. Are they about... is there a power spike they're looking for? I mean, it's like Severo on this Trinity is about as good as, you know, it's relatively gonna get.
That and Sans, I guess. Maybe Sans needs one more item. Aaron Shiki just got Winds of Nature. He is a full item ahead of Severo.
Yeah, if you're talking about gold laders as adults, Shiki's Claude right now is a 20-year-old man. Like, he's barely gonna grow. That's about as big as he gets. And that's it. Like, whatever his final item is just icing on the cake. Or even when you sell his boots, like, that's it.
He's growing out fast. He can already speak when he just got birth. Maybe that's how fast he's growing.
He's a Benjamin Button type situation.
No. He's just a fast grower.
He's just a fast grower.
He hit puberty early.
He's a fast grower. That's what explains his 5,500 gold lead for Team Liquid right now. ONIC have had very little priority over anything. This is literally the opposite of game 2.
If you cover the team tags and the player IGN, this could very well be an MPL PH game. Uncomfortable, not what we are used to, but it's still a breath of fresh air with how much control TLID has. Keyboy sees around, but that's not the target you want.
Oh, I don't know, there were 3 dudes in there. Seems like now he does. Even the orange is so difficult for Kyrie to even get a sniff of.
Truly the untouchable if you have abilities that get you away from these situations. Aaron Shiki, he pops out bottom lane and he disappears. The wave is constantly shoving towards ONIC's base. The only saving grace is Lawrence topside, so ONIC don't have to put too much effort into managing that wave, which is going to be super menace anyways, but still, it's a drop in the ocean compared to a heap of problem that they have.
Yep. A lot of problems ONIC are dealing with right now. Number 1 is the fact that they can't even contest. Oh my god, what's Keyboy doing?
He's gonna find a kick onto Witty. Witty will be able to get away, and Keyboy just disappears. Yehescu keeps him down.
They committed quite a bit there. And ONIC just lose out. Still, Liquid gets the Lord. Lord's gonna be marching out about 10 seconds from now. Something's gonna crack. It's gonna be going through top, and Liquid's gonna sink these other waves.
Yehescu just got a lightning truncheon. That's how far ahead he felt. Lightning truncheon, Sky Piercer. If anything, Keyboy needs to find a kick that gets his target over a wall or some sort of terrain, because that one in the mid lane clearly wasn't far enough. And it's not like a game 2 Guinevere. Witty doesn't go down as easily as he did in the previous game.
Witty currently just rocking that anti-Keras and that immortality. That's all he needs. Now they're inside the base.
This already looks like a checkmate angle unless ONIC has something to say about it. Once more, Keyboy caught in a rough spot, forced to back off. Mid inhibitor crack. Witty goes in to find the cash. Sans commits the RWM, bleeding to it to the bed by Aaron. Shiki Severo will retreat. SOD completely misses, but ONIC at least will defend the base. Aran knocked up, taken down by Sans, and Keyboy once more traces life.
There's a 2-for-1. No bushes to keep that Hilda safe. And it looks like Liquid is slightly slowing down. That is a 3-man defense from ONIC. They don't want to force this, especially with the way they've been playing the game so disciplined. The Husky, about 15 minutes in, and ONIC are still figuring out, what is this Liquid? Who are you?
Irreversible damage dealt to the base. Ryota didn't get to do much. Didn't use his ult, didn't use his flicker, he just got blown up in an instant.
And that's why we favored ONIC's draft. Again, is because we know these two teams to be fighting teams. These are teams that like to get in the paint. These are teams that like to get dirty. But Liquid suddenly is germophobic. It's like, no, we don't touch anything. We just want to start hitting objectives. And like, if one of y'all dudes get a little too close, we'll get you, but that's it.
I mean, TLID went from the LeBron James alley-oop slam dunk to just a Steph Curry three-pointer.
Oh, yeah.
Mid-court shot every few seconds.
I love football.
I love rugby too.
Liquid is approaching
a touchdown in the paint.
A 10k gold lead, and ONIC can't even think of this 30-second lore coming out. If they could, they better start thinking of how to find Shiki. Touch the untouchable. Do the impossible.
Give him a 30-foot free kick or something.
Dude, that's cricket.
This cricket? I thought that's hockey. You punt.
Hockey is where you're allowed to fight. And ONIC cannot fight Liquid right now.
You're right. You have a point.
There's no 3 minutes on the clock. You guys sort out your issues, all right? Because Liquid, I don't know how they do it. They just always find these pockets of space. And now they're playing with the inevitability of the firepower they have. They could steal play from Kiboy here, get spotted out.
Revealed by the Lantern again. ONIC only has limited time to contest this because that bot wave is built up so huge. If they don't take care of it, that inhibitor is going to go down. It's a lose-lose situation regardless. Keyboy, he's desperate, finds the flicker kick onto Witty. Witty will go down, so does Keyboy. Eroshiki once more with the Savero gets away, but not Ryota, who goes down. Fabian returns to Lord Duty and ONIC forced to give up.
The art of the turn, SOD throw now, nice try. But Liquid will still get away with so much more. Look at the damage put on by ONIC, but they couldn't finish the job. Husky, I'm impressed how Liquid could both take on the Lord, start a dance, and turn on the flick of a switch. Down goes Kyrie!
What? A run almost solo killed Kyrie and Fabian picked up the pieces. Savero just got a rose gold media, but oh boy, without Kyrie and his retribution, this Lord potentially could be the game ender. Savero needs to be a hero again, but Eroshiki just goes in, becomes frozen in time, and that's more than enough for TLID to swoop back and take the lead. It's 2